What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of Punters Playbook, where I, against all odds, still show up to make you guys money. I'm sick. Alright, so this is going to be a very difficult video for me to get through. I'm sick, and it hurts to talk. So I might be cutting out the reading of the stats. Right, so you're not going to get stats this week, guys. I'm going to try and provide tips, my multis, and the board. So it's going to be a shorter video, and it might just mean I need to explain my multis a little bit. But it hurts to talk. It hurts to talk, but I'm still here, and I haven't missed an episode of Punters Playbook this year, and I refuse for today to be the first. So, before I get into the video, thank you for everyone who's been subscribing. Okay, we've kind of slowed down a little bit in the last few weeks, but it's still a progressive growth, and we are still climbing. Right, we're at 2.6k at the moment. So, thanks for everyone who's been liking and supporting the channel. Remember to like and subscribe to this video, and shout out to all the listeners on Spotify. We've actually had a decent influx of listeners on the Spotify. So there's 3 episodes over there, 2 episodes around recap, 1 episode of Punters Playbook. This episode will be on there now that you're listening to and or viewing. But yeah, I think that's all I've got to say. Yeah, I'm sick. Bear with me. Let's get into the Tippers Playbook. Come on. Okie dokie. First game, Thursday night, Penrith Storm. Storm have got another Thursday night game. Combank Stadium, last home game for Penrith. Long story kept short, I'm going to go with Penrith here. Ryan Papenhuyzen is out. I think he's a pretty big part of their team, especially with Jerome Hughes being injured. There's a lot of weight on Munster and Grant to knock off the 4-time reigning premiers, who are on one of the all-time rugby league heaters at the moment, and are in the top 4. So I'm going to take Penrith to win this one. Shock horror, really. They looked good last week, and it's hard to shake that vision of them out of my mind. So yeah. Friday night, Warriors Dragons. I'm going to take the Wars here to snap the little winning streak for the Dragons. I just don't think Dragons will make it 3 in a row. Wars have lost 2 games in a row, and they need to start winning if they want to try and maintain top 4, top 5. These 2 games actually have really huge implications, really, if you think about it. If Melbourne somehow beat Penrith, and then the Warriors beat the Dragons, the Warriors then go back in the top 4. Penrith going in the number 5 spot. So huge implications here. These 2 teams, the Warriors and Penrith, are going to be battling it out to the end of the season. Also, for the listeners out there too, sorry if I sound a little bit quiet. Once again, I'm sick, and it hurts to talk. Roosters, Bulldogs. Okay, I am taking the Roosters here. I think the Roosters, Allianz, I've said it all season that they show up for the big games, and this is one of their biggest games, in my opinion. You know, they're so close to making their 8. They just need another win or 2. And the Bulldogs have been a little inconsistent this year. So, not this year, the back end of this year, sorry. That's the sickness talking. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Roosters here. Sharks, Titans, I'm going to take the Sharks. Even though they're soft and they're a pushover, they're a point and laugh kind of team. I think they're going to easily beat the Titans. Broncos, Dolphins. I'm actually going to take the Dolphins here due to the whole shake-up in the halves for the Broncos. I know Ben Hunt and Billy Walters are in the halves. That's a whole new halves pairing that the Broncos have not had all year, and that's going to take a little bit of time to click. So I got the Dolphins winning this one without Herbie. Rabbits, Eels. I'm going to go with the Rabbitohs here, guys. I know in every other Punters Playbook episode or Tippers Playbook, you guys probably be like, well, you picked Rabbitohs when they were playing Raiders and such on, so on and so forth. You know, I always pick the Rabbitohs, but I genuinely think we can win this one. I think we've got what it takes to beat the Parramatta Eels, so I'm going to take Rabbitohs here every day. Tigers, Manly. I'm going to take the Tigers here. I was looking at the team sheets on Tuesday, and the Tigers, there's a lot of troops back for the Tigers. You know, Dream Buller's back, Truva's back out on a wing. Dewey at number 7, Luai at 6. That might be the halves pairing that they've been missing. You know, Taylor May in the centres, and you know the wings look like they make sense, and then yeah, everything. I think Tigers are going to win this one. Yeah, Tigers are going to win this. Cowboys, Knights. I'm actually going to take the Knights here. Probably a dumb decision, but I just think maybe the defense will hold up against the Cowboys. But then again, the Cowboys haven't had a win in a while. Maybe it's at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. I'm going to take the Cowboys here. Or am I? I don't know. No, you know what? I'm going to stick with the Knights. I'm going to take the Knights here. Give me the Knights. Raiders have got to buy. Yeah, that's it for Tippers Playbook. That's it for the tips. And now it's just a case we get into our multis. We get into our multi work. So yeah, as I said at the start of the video, unfortunately, I'm ill. And my voice really is killing me. My throat's killing me. So I'm not going to be able to read out stats because there's a lot to read. So instead, I'm just going to go through my multis and I'm going to give you my picks and what I'm taking, and I'll do a little bit of explanation. All right. So for Thursday night games, I'm going with Penrith Panthers 1-12, Brian To'o, and under 40.5 points, 40.5 points. Oh, Brian To'o for a double. Sorry, Brian To'o for a double. Okay, because he's been a little bit quiet this year. He's been a little bit quiet out on that wing. He's had a few injuries, a few setbacks. And yeah, I think a Melbourne Storm game is really going to pump him up. I think Bizza's going to go for a double, easy unders, and Penrith win 1-12. It's paying $42 or $49.30. Sorry, $49.30. So huge odds there on something that isn't too out of the ordinary. Realm of possibility, whatever. I'm sick. Friday night game, the first Friday night game, if I can find it here. I'm going to go with Wade Egan anytime in the Wires to win. Pretty simple. All right, I've backed Wade a few times this year, and I got up on him once, and he's back off injury, which probably means he might try and take it a little bit easy, but I'm backing my boy Wade to get over the line here. It's going to be a real war of attrition, battle of the two hookers. I guess you could say 3 with Jacob Little being in there, but you know, Damien Cook, Wade Egan, who's him? It's Wade Egan. On to the other Friday night game, Chooks Doggies. I'm out of breath doing this, guys. This one I've got Jeffro Rinakama, who gracefully scored for me last week. Him and Billy Kicks, and I'm going with Bobby Toya. So just a 2-man multi, 2 try scorers, Jeffro Rinakama, Bobby Toya anytime. And that's obviously paying, what's that, $8.38. So that's that's pretty good odds. Not the best odds, but not the worst. Sharks Titans, real simple one for this, guys. I am going just simply Sione Katoa for a hat trick. Don't know why. Guess you could say it's a sickness, but $9.75. I don't mind that. I don't mind Sione Katoa for a hat trick. All right, makes sense to me. Up next, Broncos Dolphins. I'm taking the Hammer to score 2 or more, and I'm taking the Dolphins to win. They're the underdog. I think the Dolphins can do it, and I think. Oh no, sorry, I took Hammer for a hat trick. Okay, Hammer hat trick, Dolphins to win. Hammer hat trick, Dolphins to win. And that's paying $34, lad. On to the South Sydney game. I've gone South to win, Alex Johnson for a double, and Latrell Mitchell anytime. Probably not going to happen. All right. A few of these multis this week are a little bit out of the realm of possibility. I have sort of gone out of my safety barrier, as I have set since episode 16, I think, where we went back to rugby league punting boot camp, base camp, whatever, and we learnt the basics again. I've been trying to take conservative multis, conservative bets that are going to guarantee payment. But this week I've sort of gone a little bit, I've relapsed. I've relapsed on Crazy Town, and I'm going back to the shit that got me to the dance. South Sydney, Johnson for a double, trial anytime. Tigers, Manly, I'm going to go with Sonny Taruva anytime, Tigers to win, and Tigers 13+. And that's paying a gracious amount that I'm not sure because I can't see it here, but I think it's like $9 or $8. I think Taruva back on a wing. He hasn't scored in a long time. Taruva back on a wing. And, as I said during Punters Playbook, I think Tigers just look better. What else have we got? What's the last game? Cowboys, Knights. I'm going to simply go with Greg Marju. Knights. And Knights plus 8.5. Which, honestly, if I were you, I'd just simply do Greg Marju, Knights 8.5. Because you're not going to really lose value taking out Knights to win. Greg Marju, Knights. Nice, simple, easy, makes sense. That's it. That's all my multis. Sorry, guys, I didn't do stats. As I said, I think it'd just be a lot more talking for me, and my head's already pulsating, and I need to blow my nose and such, so on and so forth. So I'm skipping it. I'm skipping the stats. It's 1 week, guys. Give me 1 week. Give me 1 week to recover, and I'll be back good as new next week, next Wednesday. What are we on to? The board. Okay. See you guys over on the board. Rightio, we are back. We're over at the board. I'm still sick. Well, this is the board. We've seen it a lot now. Cash cows this week. Storm, $2.55. Dragons, $2.45. Roosters, $2.15. Dolphins, $2.20. Rabbits, $2.25. And the Tigers at $2.30. So, look. A couple familiar faces in the Cash Cows box, but also a couple newcomers in the Storm who I don't think have seen the inside of a Cash Cows box this year. Locks this week at the Cowboys. So that's a bit left field, but I mean, it's against the Knights. Even though I've picked the Knights. Yeah. Sharkies, $1.32, and Penrith, $1.53. Or 33. Don't know. Long shots, Knights, $2.75. One long shot this week, and that's the Knights. Because the Knights boo. I honestly could have put the Titans in here. The Titans should probably be in here, guys. Probably should have put the Titans in here. Try time. Bizza, his name's come up a few times. He's in the thumbnail. He's $2.02. That's a lot. I think that's probably the most Bizza's been worth this year for a try scorer. $2.02. Love it. Eli Katoa, $3.30. That's probably the most he's been worth in a few rounds now because he's been scoring them. But yeah, $3.30 for him is outstanding. Tyrell Sloan, $2.15. Once again, a winger. Leka Halasema, $2.80. Toops, $2.02. Can't miss a Toops too. Bronson Cherry, $3.30. Just think Bronson's probably going to get off to a good game there against the Titans. Or the Roosters, sorry. Hiroti, $2.02. I think that might have been more. I'm not sure. If that board falls on me, I'm going to spaz. Philip Sami, $2.75. That's great for a winger. Reece Walsh, $2.05. The Hammer, $2.02. Trelly Mitt, $2.50. Charlie Geimer, back roll for Parramatta, $4.60. Lehigh Hopewadi, $2.05. Taylor May, $2.70. Greg Marju, $2.20. And Jackson Purdue at $2.45. So, yeah. I think that, try time, that's it. That's all great great try scorers of our generation. That's who's definitely going to score. Trawler bet, pretty outrageous trawler bet this week. I got Brian Toto for a double, which I've previously stated. Lecker anytime, Sherry anytime, Sharks 13 plus, and Walshy anytime. It's paying $182.97. So that's unreal odds for what is to be known as the Grand Master bet. Because of this lands, you are the Grand Master of Rugby League punting. That's it for this week's episode of Punters Playbook, guys. We've talked tipping. Unfortunately, we didn't get to the stats. It would have been too much on my sick body. We've talked tipping, we've talked multis, we've talked the board. I think that's it. It's a nice short episode. So sorry about that, guys. If you're a listener on Spotify and you had a commute, you had an exact, 30-minute commute, and an episode of Round Recap or Punters Playbook was going to be perfect for this, then I'm sorry that this is a short episode. All right. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Check out my socials, Instagram, TikTok. I'm doing this a bit backwards. Yeah, check out my socials, Instagram, TikTok. We're blowing up. And I need all the support I can get. And then, subscribe. Like and subscribe, as I know you all to do. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. And if I am, I'll put it in post. Thanks, guys. See you next week.